bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear!
Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey.
Hear, hear!
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
My level of fired upness, focusedness, and preparedness, as far as I'm concerned, is without peer. I will be and I will stay fired up, focused, and prepared. I will be pumped. I will be excited. I am stacked, jacked, and packed today. We are ready for you. The great John Adams is in the house today, as he will stay throughout. Matt Dixon's dauber is up today. We are extremely excited about feedback. We are extremely excited about how crazy LSU is. I love LSU. I'm for LSU, not against LSU. Apparently, they're trying to fire Brian Kelly for cause. The reports are today, so they can save money on the buyout. Hey, Matt, they make us in 2017 look downright functional, don't they? Doesn't LSU right now?
No, not yet.
Somewhere no. John Curry's feeling good about himself. Somewhere John Curry is out there feeling good about himself. Not yet, you say?
No, not quite yet.
Right.
They're screwing all this stuff up, getting the firing process. Tennessee's was more the hiring process, where they, went rogue, and you had Curry on a Kansas State plane for hours without contacting anybody.
Curry's off.
I'm not sure what LSU's trying to do, but they're going really far in making their job less attractive by the day.
Yeah. They're full of crazy people. And gambling and sports are totally out of control. 2 things I know today, John. This thing with Class A and these guys in Major League Baseball, now what they've done is the most you can bet on a first pitch is $200 at any sports book. Because how do I keep you, and this is just the reality of it, how do I keep anybody from fixing something like that? At one time right now in sports, we have a gambling scandal in major college basketball. We had 7 guys that got banished the other day. You haven't seen that since the 1950s, since they had an NYU betting scandal. I guess there was one at Boston College, like there was a 30 for 30 on that. I will say gambling on sports right now is totally out of control. Yes or no, John? Totally. And not only is it totally out of control, but the athletes involved in it, there's no telling in college sports how many guys have action on games night in and night out, especially basketball. Not trying to pick on my basketball friends, but it's the most fixable game, and it always has been on the planet. Basketball is such an easy to manipulate game.
Yeah, and this is what we're hearing and what's being reported is probably the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
Once these sports started getting more immersed in gambling, this is not surprising. There will be, you say basketball is the most fixable, but you can do it in football too. It's not as easy, but we're going to have, this is just beginning, I feel like. And what is the solution to it? I'm not sure. I guess it's to eliminate all sports betting and go back to the old days of calling your local bookie and dealing with him. But so many people are betting, and it doesn't just bring into question the integrity of the games. It also enhances the let's fire the coach movement. Very much so. And that's where we get into more with football, because a lot of people only bet on football. It may be easier to fix other sports, but it's easier to bet on football.
Yep.
You got a point spread, particularly NFL, because you got a small body of teams. You could get a casual knowledge of most NFL teams, who the quarterback is, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a problem. And you're right. When you were talking about comparing Tennessee and LSU, think about it. I've been a columnist in both places. I was in Baton Rouge for 5 years, and being here, and it's unbelievable all the things that have happened that you would just never see coming if you could say, gosh, this might happen. Remember the basketball search? I forgot who they were searching for. They were at Kevin Stallings' place.
It's the greatest thing ever.
And talking.
You and I were talking to each other back then. That was one of the greatest. When Doug Dickey bungled that, it was Mr. Haslam and Dickey for the young kids. Picture this. So they're up at Matt. Where was Kevin Stallings? Do you remember, Matt? He was like at hang on. He was at Illinois State because we had just played them in the NCAA tournament. And Kevin Stallings, this is before the days of cell phones now, okay? Or the early days of cell phones, crude days of cell phones. So Mr. Haslam excused himself with Doug Dickey, and they go into the kitchen, Kevin Stallings' kitchen, as they're offering him the job. And they take a call from Tim Floyd. And they take a call from Keith Hatfield's boy, Tim Floyd, which might be the greatest thing ever. When you're in a guy's house and you take a phone call from somebody else, might be one of my favorite moments. And that's not even a blip on the radar.
Not now.
Yeah, because now we have a sitting governor that goes before the media. And now the story is, John, and this is just kind of the era we're living in, but reporting today is that, and LSU says, Dan Wetzel says, an illegal filing obtained by ESPN. Brian Kelly's lawyers state that LSU is saying it never formally terminated Kelly and are now seeking to fire him for cause, which could impact the $54 million buyout. Yeah, so they never fired him, John. He's officially not fired. He's just not coaching.
So you're sending him a check? You have to be.
I guess so. The other thing that they did that I like is Brian Kelly is the same guy. Does his relationship with LSU, only at LSU. Matt, was it like after his first year where that $1 million went missing? And then Brian Kelly said, oh, yeah. You guys accidentally sent that to me?
Yeah, it was like a year and a half into it.
I mean, John, it's just, what's $1 million among friends?
You misplace it. Another thing that's really hasn't gotten a lot of publicity that is so LSU, the new AD They had at one point an interim president, an interim AD, and an interim coach. The governor started whacking people right and left, and then you still got the interim AD was Verge Osbury. Well, now he was made the permanent AD, but the new president, they appointed a new president, and he didn't know. They asked him about that, and he said, well, no, he's not. He's just the acting AD. No, he's been hired, and he didn't. The new president didn't realize that, and then they later said that, well, he misspoke. But Osbury, a few years ago, I don't know if you remember this, there was an issue with some sexual assaults involving some LSU athletes, and he was deemed part of this cover-up, and he was banned from attending games. Part of his penalty. And so now he's the new, and they asked the president about this, and he said, well, I didn't know about that.
John, here's a question for you, for Matt, for everybody listening. Brian Hartman, everybody consider. LSU, on its face, on its own, left to its own devices, is the best job on the board. You can win a national championship there year in and year out. We saw this place get so devalued, though, by funky leadership. Tennessee's a great football job. Not when Jimmy the Cheek was here, not when Aunt Bev was here, not when Filmer was your AD. No offense to Filmer, no offense to Aunt Bev, and no offense to Jimmy the Cheek. But by no stretch of the imagination was it a good job when those three people were here. How devalued, now that you tell us about this Osbury guy, they rushed in a new hire for an AD. They have a governor that's nuttier than a fruitcake, who obviously is going to be involved if you know you're the head football coach. And you also know at the end of all this that when it doesn't work out for you, and it's not going to work out for most guys, but if you're a Lane Kiffin and you're considering, or whomever, or even a Brady at this point, and you're considering going there, you know that if it doesn't work out between me and them, they're going to try and find a way to pin something on me on the way out the door. So I'm going to have to be extra specially careful at these jobs where, by the way, here's a little secret for you. Everybody's cheating. Like, not a few people, not a few programs in college football. If you think these people are going to adhere to this $17 million or whatever it is, once they cut the check, the $15 million they're supposed to spend, if you tell me they're spending $15 million, they're all spending $25 million. How do I know that? Because listen to Watson Brown on Wednesdays. He said, we're going back into the days of the catacombs and the bag man. Only the bag man's carrying more money these days. Bag man back then used to carry 20s. Now he carries hundreds. And how much, if in fact that is going on, and it is going on, how many IRS violations are being committed by these schools crossing state lines? But I digress. So back to where we were. How devalued, John Adams, you presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. Shout out, Jennifer. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Yoshi ho ho. John, from your perspective, how devalued, if at all, is that LSU gig right now? Is it devalued from what they've done?
Not as much as you would think. Here's why. And admittedly, the trying to fire Brian Kelly for cause is a new wrinkle, and that's, as you would say, next level.
Yeah.
However, the job is so good. There's so much potential there, and it always goes back to this. Any coach you talk to about the LSU football job, two things. Les Miles won a national championship there. Ed Orgeron won a national title there. If those guys can win it, I know I can win it. That's the thought process. That's why Brian Kelly was drawn to it. That's why anybody would be drawn to it. Another aspect of it is the governor of Louisiana is involved. The governor, he's always been involved to an extent because he appoints a board of supervisors who run that university, and they can be very involved. They used to be, even when I was there many years ago when I was a columnist here in Baton Rouge, they were very involved in the hiring process. So this kind of thing, it's not that it's more high profile right now, but it's kind of ingrained in the whole process there. So I think if you're being hired now, it almost looks like the president and the AD are just kind of middlemen. Maybe as a coach, maybe you look at it, well, this might be better. I'll just deal with the governor. Cut out the middlemen, just deal with the governor. And if the governor's involved in this, then his ego is attached to it. And if he hires a really good coach, his approval rating soars in Louisiana.
Yeah, but how's he going to hire a really good coach when a coach isn't going to? Matt, what do you say? I think it's devalued. Matt, what do you think?
Probably a little bit. Yeah, I think so. But the right coach that thinks they're going to win there no matter what, kind of like what John said. But it certainly isn't helping at all. And to drag this out it's so crazy.
But
it's just why we love college football.
It's so in every kind of big time coaching hire where they care so much, where there's so much passion. That could happen in anywhere in the SEC that they care.
Every school's nuts, Bri. That's why we love this stuff.
Look at the stuff that's happened at Auburn. You're talking about LSU and Tennessee. Yeah. Look at Auburn.
Oh no.
Well, they had a coach. They had boosters fly to meet Petrino when Tuberville was still coaching there.
Incredible.
Like secretly set up meetings with another sitting coach.
In a private jet in the middle of the night. You can look at other schools.
How about Alabama?
Alabama, when they hired Mike. Help me.
Who was
Washington
it,
State? Mike Price.
Mike Price.
But Mike Price
was fooling around with hookers. It's rolling, baby. It's rolling, baby.
It's strippers, not hookers. Let's don't
I'm sorry.
disparage his character.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Strippers. He didn't think anything of it. He's at Washington State. He used to recruit in L.A. I mean,
yeah.
Do you think anybody in L.A. knows who's a football coach at Washington State?
Man was getting his freak on. He's freak. He's getting his freak on.
Well, the SEC can get its freak on in a heartbeat.
Mike Price. Wow. He was there for like 5 minutes. I forgot all about the Dennis Franchione era. Matt, who was the guy? I thought John was going to pivot here because we've all had him. Like Johnny Bahama went on his trip, and I thought he was in the Bermuda Triangle. When I'll never forget that. I was working out the old YMCA in Halls, and I got a call on my cell phone. It was buzzing, and I ignored it. And then I got another one. Then I got another one. And finally somebody from over there said, "Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Johnny Bahama's gone missing." And I was like, "Missing what?" And they said, "Nobody can get in touch with him." And that's when he was on his junket. He went off the board and went and hired the late, great Mike Leach out of Washington State. That happened. I'll never forget those. And then they fired him on the way back to Knoxville. And they had the coup de filmer. But let's go back here because we have a position statement today on the blog over at tclub.team. And I want to see if all assembled will sign off on the position statement. This Florida team, by the way, Matt, who was the guy that almost took the job at Alabama and the Saban run would have never happened there? Who was that? Do you guys remember?
Rich Rodriguez.
Thank you. And what was the backstory?
Matt
on
Hayton
that?
watches him every day.
He took the job for 5 minutes. What was it, Matt? Do you remember?
I don't know how true it is, but the rumor was that Rich Rod and his wife turned on Feinbaum, and they were like just going absolutely crazy on there, and that kind of backed off from that. But he had accepted the job for a few minutes at least. Would have saved college football had that not happened.
So great.
West Virginia wish he'd have never left.
Oh, man.
Had it going pretty good there.
He was very good.
He was a good coach. He is a good coach.
Official position statement. No Eugene Wilson. No Dallas. What's the other kid's name? Dallas Baker? What's
Dallas Wilson.
Dallas. There are two Wilsons.
Yes. The freshman is Dallas.
No Eugene Wilson. No Dallas Wilson. somebody check on Flip Wilson. I wrote today in the blog.
Boy, you're dating yourself there.
Our fan base is going to flip, and La Freak says chic, another dated reference. Nile Rodgers, great musician. But
nobody knows.
And great guitar player. You know La Freak. Say chic. Bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump,
go ahead with your mission, Tony.
How about good times?
How about your mission statement?
Dun, 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 dun. Maybe I'll get the guitar and play it for you a little bit.
That was great.
All right, here's a position statement. Official Tony Basilio show position statement on the Florida game. Matt, sign your name if you feel like it. John, sign your name if you feel like it. Brian signed his name to this yesterday. Here it is. Tennessee can't lose to Florida next weekend and be seen with credibility for the 2025 football season. You cannot lose the Florida game now. After Florida's performance with Kentucky, after what LSU is going to do to them this weekend, the official position, Ole Miss, I'm sorry. The official position statement is Tennessee can't lose to Florida next weekend and be seen with credibility for the 2025 football season. We already haven't beaten anybody, and that's fine. We've lost to the 3 teams that can play, and that's fine. You've got table scraps left. You've got this team this weekend, and you've got Florida, and then you've got a Vanderbilt game that's going to be a great football game. But that Florida team right now is in the table scraps category. We're not playing. It's like Kurt Zignetti said. They asked him about winning at Penn State and how that program's never done it. He said, let me tell you something. My guys, this team's never played at Penn State. Don't talk to me about that. This Tennessee team has never played at Florida. So Matt Dixon, here's the message. Tennessee can't lose to Florida next weekend and be seen with credibility for the 2025 football season. Matt, are you voting yay or nay on that, or are you abstaining and explain yourself?
No, I think that's fair. I mean, you are going on the road, and they play that. You're, making it about the game in Lexington where they clearly had no interest in playing. But it'll be their first home game in over a month, so you just have no clue how the crowd's going to react. Do they rally for that? But I mean, that team's not any good at all. So I think it's a very fair thing to have any credibility this year. Yeah, you need to win that game.
To the living listener, 865-200-5402, I ask you, is that a fair thing to say regarding the Florida game? Because I'm already in Florida game preparation. John Adams, regarding the Florida game, what do you say? Fair thing, that statement?
What do you mean by credible?
I mean, did you really have a serious football season? If you lose to Oklahoma, who you shouldn't have lost to, Georgia, probably shouldn't have lost that game looking back on it. That raised everybody's hopes. Alabama, and then you lose to that Florida bunch. That's a pretty empty calories 2025. Even if you come back and beat Vanderbilt at the end of the year to keep them out of the playoffs. And I'm not sure this Boley guy is going to beat Vanderbilt. I think that's going to be a hell of a game next week.
Yeah, I think if Tennessee, I think it would be better for Tennessee to lose to Florida than to lose to Vanderbilt.
Okay. A fair thing to say that you can't have credibility if you lose for the 2025 season. If you go on the road and you let that Florida bunch beat you, they quit. Now, Matt's right. It's a home game. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't quit against Georgia. They didn't quit against Texas.
John, they suck. They're done.
That was the worst. That was the most blatant example of I don't care I've ever seen by an SEC football team.
I don't know how they just all of a sudden care if they play a game like that and then care again.
Well, Brian, how would you like to be the booster with the NIL program going full steam? How would you like to have been paying those guys and watching that game in Lexington when it was just so obvious they didn't care. I don't see how Tennessee could lose to that team, honestly, because the quarterback DJ Lagway, he just keeps looking worse.
And I'm starting to think that Rob Thompson is managing the Florida Gators. What do you have to do as a quarterback to lose your job? It's like Thompson and his pitchers. Or his lineups. You just keep doing the same. Matt, what does a guy have to do to lose his job? I mean, he literally looked in the first half the other night like he should have been investigated by the FBI. He should be rolled into one of these investigations, Matt. What the hell was that?
They did bench him.
Well, they benched him, but then he's starting this week. They announced that he's a starting quarterback this week.
Go back to last year. DJ Lagway completed that, what was it, 3rd and 18 pass or touchdown to send that Tennessee game into overtime.
Yes.
Florida finishes strong, upsets Ole Miss. And everybody's talking about keeping Billy Napier because you don't want to risk losing DJ Lagway.
Yep.
Florida would have been better off if it lost both of them.
Well, that's the thing that's great about all this stuff is that in this era, and John said it, I just wonder how burned out these boosters get because these are mega rich people with lots and lots of money, but they're spending more of it now than ever before. And what are they spending it on?
But there's also
some football player.
But it's also there's got to be
guys just check out on them.
I know it's got to be some ego involved there. These guys have done a few things right in their career. If they've accumulated a lot of money, all of them didn't just inherit it, but some of you made money. You run a business, you run a successful business, and then you spend your money on these kind of guys and those kind of performances. I didn't even think that game was possible. Oh, it was possible for Kentucky to win, sure. But for Kentucky to beat you 38-7?
And Matt, please explain this to me, because it's one thing I'll never understand about college football. Why is Kentucky making it look so easy against Florida here, there, and everywhere? They beat them in their building, even. They even won in Gainesville. Why is that, Matt, and we make it look so hard against them? Can somebody please explain that to me when Kentucky is the spitting definition of a rinky-dink Mickey Mouse football program in this league?
Well, that's it. Florida doesn't get up for that game at all. Early in the year, late in the year, they don't have that game circled at all, whereas they have Tennessee circled. That's one of Kentucky's advantages is nobody is ever excited to play it in Lexington. So you can always catch teams, sleepwalking. And obviously Florida, after the Georgia game, they had zero interest in playing that game, and it showed.
But they've lost 6 out of 8 now to them.
Kentucky circles games like that, and Florida doesn't. Florida doesn't care one bit about playing Kentucky.
When we come back,
so they're not going to give any effort.
Kentucky does circle our game, but yet they never win it.
That's great point.
That's another interesting part.
That's a great point, Brian.
Yeah.
They never win it.
Yeah.
But they're excited. It's like their biggest game of the year when they play them at home.
And they get hammered.
And that's the other thing, too. To Tennessee, they ought to consider this Florida game just another game. That'd be my message to my team in that locker room. This is no big deal. These guys are a bunch of turds. We're going to flush them. And that's that.
Spot the ball.
Spot the ball and let's go. 865-200-5402. You want to really depress yourself? Go look at that schedule next week. I put it up today. We'll talk about it when we continue. Over at tclub.team. Go look at that schedule for next week and tell me how the SEC is getting fans to pay real money for this stuff. And then your thoughts on our position statement. I say, if you don't win next week in Florida, you have zero credibility for this season to me as a football program. If you do not win at Florida next weekend, I'm sorry. I didn't do it. Florida sucks. They've checked out, and we need to win a game against somebody, anybody, don't we? Don't we? We'll come back on the other side, and then that will set up, because people say, well, you're moving the cheese. That will set up a real must-win game with Vanderbilt once you get over Florida, and you should beat Florida. That Vanderbilt game, can this Bowley guy next week, which is the signature game, Vanderbilt and Kentucky, we'll talk about it. I think it's a signature game in the league next week. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? As we continue on your John Adams Tuesday after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations, Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall, the ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
TV here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com.
Cold weather is on its way, and keeping your home warm and cozy doesn't have to cost a fortune. Upgrade your HVAC system with Pipe Wrench Home Services and get payments as low as $137 per month. You'll also save on utility bills with a new energy-efficient HVAC system to keep your home warm and comfortable through the holidays. We make it easy with free on-site estimates on replacements and free second opinions on repairs. So call or schedule your appointment online today at pipewrench.com. And get a new energy-saving HVAC system for as little as $137 per month. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
T to the boo. Back with you, 865-200-5402. As we welcome you back, the question is, in terms of credibility and the importance of the Florida game, I don't think it can be underscored enough. By the way, prayers up for Rick Russo, who has gone public, that he's been diagnosed with cancer for the second time now. In a short amount of time. And our Eric Waddell in a group chat shares the following about Rick Russo. He says, because the Knoxville News Sentinel reporting that Rick Russo shares his kidney cancer diagnosis and is asking for prayers. And Ewad shares, and Eric used to work at Channel 8 for many, many years. And I interned under Rick Russo back in the old Channel 26 days. Those of you who are around then. But Eric says, really sad about this. One of the best people I've ever been blessed to be around in my life. He said, you could walk a lot of miles and not find someone as kind as Rick Russo is. And that's been my experience of Rick Russo as well down through the years. He's just a really kind, good dude, and prayers up for him. Sweet guy, John.
Yeah, that's awful news. Rick is a great guy. I've worked with him some in the past. I used to do we had a deal with the paper and his station for a while, and I can remember being in Tennessee playing at Cal out there in Berkeley, and we did a pre-game thing. So it's Rick and me. When you're up there on the hill where these fans sit, they're pretty rowdy up there. This is Berkeley. It's a strange place. And they weren't that far away from us, and they were heckling us doing this. Rick is the most unflappable person I've ever worked with.
Was that the time when they were up in the tree?
They were up in the trees. They're just
were those people heckling you, or just people heckling you?
Yeah, they were some people that sit up on a hill outside the stadium. They were heckling us.
Were they referring to you like as capitalist pigs, that kind of thing?
I don't think they were really getting into politics that much. I guess we were just a bunch of itinerant hillbillies who'd wandered into their world.
What was the tree thing at the time? Do you remember?
They
wanted to save a tree?
Save the tree, so they were...
Plant a tree for your tomorrow.
They weren't like football fans. They just wanted to protest. They cared more about trees than football.
I know, but there was a group of fans that were, group of people there that actually were there for the game, and they were in the people in the trees was there all. It's almost impossible to explain. But anyway, my point was Rick just was unfazed. He was unfazed by it. Anything could happen. He would have made a great he would have been great on the Weather Channel. He could be in the middle of a hurricane, and he wouldn't lose his train of thought.
Cantori and Russo, what do they have in common? They share a distinction that the rest of the world wants to share, and that's that they're Italians. Because there's two types of people in the world, as everybody knows. Italians and those that want to be. So we'll go ahead and go to the phones at 865-200-5402. And the question is, do you agree with the position statement that the Volunteers in a week and a half must go to Florida and win and have credibility? I mean, to me, it's that simple. I can't lay it out any more simply than that. And by the way, the game time next weekend is either going to be 3:30 or 7:30. And Matt, what time's that game going to be, in your humble opinion? Because the 7:30 game's the number one game, the 3:30 game's the number two game. And I think we're going to be the 3:30 game, Matt. What do you think?
Yeah, probably 3:30. Hopefully.
Yeah.
The earlier, the better.
I agree with that. I wish it would have been played at noon.
That schedule that week is abhorrent. It's just absolutely awful.
How do they get away with it, John, is the question. They've got four games in the league that feature league-on-league teams, and everything else is garbage games.
You're going down the stretch of a season, interest is building, playoff spots on the line, and you're scheduling games like that. I just can't imagine a network agreeing to that kind of deal.
And they're still getting away with it.
Yeah, so they're not going to stop. Now, this could help. Perhaps when you go to a 9-game schedule, but probably you got to have one other Power 4 game, so you got two other games. So do you save one of them for the week before your rival, or do you just play it early on? I don't think we will have as weak of a slate as we do now, but gosh, I was looking at some of those games. Who was it? There's one team playing at FCS. Maybe it was Alabama playing Eastern Illinois.
I mean, what are we doing?
Eastern Illinois.
What are we doing?
Is that where Tony Romo went?
What?
Not Illinois State, Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, Eastern and not Western Illinois. Is there Western
not Northwestern Illinois? Or Illinois, Eastern Illinois.
John, here are the four choices. Rank them for next week. Then we go to the phones. The four choices for
who is it, Brian?
The four choices for the 7:30 game next week are Kentucky. And by the way, for those of you uninitiated, on our Garzeloff fifth quarter fan reaction, when Matt starts screaming at Brian in the middle of the night, it's one of my favorite highlights. It generally wakes me up. And there's generally not profanity involved, but, kind of close to that. The four games are, you rank them, John, in the order of what you'd put on prime time first. Missouri, at Oklahoma. Arkansas at Texas. Tennessee at Florida. And the fourth one is Vanderbilt hosting Kentucky. What's the number one game? What's 2? What's 3? What's 4? Go ahead. What's the best game of the weekend?
It's Vanderbilt, Kentucky. And it's
doing?
not even close.
What are we doing?
Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
Kentucky's going to be on a 3-game winning streak after losing them all because they've got Tennessee Tech this weekend. By the way, Bobby Wilder joins, and Tennessee Tech's having an all-time great year, but he's going to join us on Thursday. I would love to see, and we all would. It'd be really funny to see Tennessee Tech beat Kentucky, and maybe it could happen. Who knows? But they're going to be on a 3-game winning streak and probably are very much a live dog against Vanderbilt with the way this Boley guy's playing.
Well, and Kentucky's defense is playing pretty well since the Tennessee game. It was horrible against Tennessee.
I think we're great on offense is the point.
Well,
well.
I think the other games, if Oklahoma would upset Alabama, and I don't really see that happening, Oklahoma and Missouri, I guess that could be if Oklahoma is a 3-loss Oklahoma team has a shot at the playoff because of its schedule. Not a good shot.
You really believe they're getting home with 3 losses?
Well, they could beat Missouri, a freshman quarterback going against a Brent Venables defense, and then
they'll beat LSU.
They beat LSU. I mean, oh my gosh, that LSU offense I watched against Alabama.
That's unbelievable.
Against that Oklahoma defense.
This Nussmeier guy, man.
Garrett Nussmeier, I was so high on him before the season started. And I know he doesn't have – his offensive line is deplorable, but Garrett Nussmeier, he just doesn't – he hasn't gotten any better. He was better last year. They said he overtrained in the summer, whatever. He's had a bad year. He's not the quarterback I thought he was. But that LSU offense, we talk about Florida quitting. It looked as though LSU's offense quit against Alabama.
2 coachless teams. That's a new thing in this era now.
You don't want to go. If you've got an interim coach, you're in big trouble. Look what's happened to Arkansas.
They haven't won a game, right?
Haven't won a game since they got rid of Sam Pittman. Now maybe you could argue that they wouldn't have won one with him.
So Kentucky Vanderbilt's number 1. What's number 2? And then I go to the phones. Is it going to be Arkansas Texas, which is a great
old rivalry,
an aesthetically pleasing rivalry? Probably get you some good TV numbers. You got Warby Parker out there at quarterback, aka Arch Manning. Missouri at Oklahoma, which is again would be another aesthetically pleasing game, or Tennessee at Florida. What's number 2 on the weekend, John?
Gosh. If I were writing about the games,
just to
if
watch
I could pick a game, if I were, I think I'm so curious about Florida right now.
Yeah,
that's probably the game I would want to watch because I just wonder how bad can they be because Florida was like nothing I'd ever seen against Kentucky.
I don't see any way, Matt, they don't put that game in the 3:30 time slot, do you? That's got to be the 3:30 game, right? Unless they choose Arch Manning for ratings.
Texas and Arch Manning.
Yeah.
That's
possible.
So if you've got...
if Texas won this weekend, that would be for sure.
So Vanderbilt in Kentucky is the 7:30 game.
I think that's right.
And the 3:30 game
would be the 2 pick.
So does Tennessee have to be one of those time slots?
No, they've got 3 choices.
What's the other choice?
Brian, what is the other choice? 3, right?
There's 4 SEC on SEC games. You've got Vandy, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, and
no, I mean
Tennessee.
The time slots, Brian. The time slots.
Oh yeah, you've got
noon. They can't be noon. Noon's already taken.
Yeah, it's either 3, 6:30, 4:15, and then 7:45, 7:30.
Texas probably could
Going to get
slip
to
in there.
3:30.
Yeah.
So we'll be a night game, or the 4:30 game, the Dave Neal
No,
game.
I think you could be the 4:30, 4:15 or 4:30.
Brian, wouldn't that be great? That'd be a great way to close the curtain on that deal. Be the Dave Neal game. Great way to close the curtain on the Florida series.
Yeah.
Ended in virtual anonymity.
Please. That gives Tennessee the best chance possible.
Back to the phones we go. I wanted it to be a noon game. Brian made a great point, which I'd totally forgotten about. Last time they won down there was when our defensive coordinator, James Banks, made a great catch at the end of the half. And who knew he was going to rise and become defensive coordinator here? But James Banks made an incredible catch.
Talking to the media today.
What? Tim Banks talking to the media for the first time in 4 months? That's amazing.
I thought he talked to the media earlier.
No. Adam Sparks said last week he hadn't talked to the media since preseason.
Welcome back, Coach.
Welcome back, Kata. Hello and
No, he hadn't had anything to talk about.
Hello and welcome into our next call. On our TLD Logistics phone lines, you're on the air. Hi.
Cody Basilio, it's Doug and Jaxie. I heard you missed me.
Shout out. We're coming down for a bowl game. We're coming to see you, brah, and everybody's coming.
Sounds good. Come on down in a couple of weeks to Gainesville. We'll be there.
You got no. We're coming down to the bowl game. The bowl game in Jacksonville, where the Vols are going.
Sounds good.
I'm excited to see you. How much room do you have for us? Because I stayed in one of your bedrooms one time.
Yeah, we got a bedroom, and then I got a couch that folds out to a bed. So we can handle lots of people.
Okay, I if you're still in the same place, I think you could probably accommodate about 1,000 Vol fans.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some Airbnbs close to my house too, so yeah, we can get everybody.
Nice.
Just glad you don't have Nico's Nation to accommodate.
No. That sounds good.
Love me, Nico Nation. So tell me about it, Doug. Give me my thing is, if this team wants to have credibility, they cannot lose in Florida. Cannot do it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you asked where I've been. I've been to every game except for the UAB game so far this year.
Wow.
So coming from Jacksonville has been good. I think you're absolutely right. You got to get this Florida game, especially since you don't play it next year. I mean, if not now, when? Yeah, you got to get some credibility because even if I think for us, just winning there is going to be credibility. Now, maybe nationwide they won't think that we're going to beat a bad Florida team, but I'll take any win over Florida, especially in Gainesville. I moved here in 2004. I haven't seen them win in Gainesville, and I've been there every year.
Jeez Louise,
so we need
man.
this one.
That is Chinese torture, as they say in China.
Absolutely.
You've seen every one of those games in person?
I've been to pretty much every one since I moved here, yeah. So I'm basically, 0 for 10.
Damn, we've invented ways, to lose in Gainesville. Invented ways to lose down there.
Felipe Franks' finest
Jeez
moment.
Louise, man. Felipe Ballpark Franks.
He beat Tennessee at 2 different schools.
Arkansas, that's right. Mm-hmm. And he's a total scrub. Where is Felipe Franks now, guys? Is he coaching somewhere, isn't he?
He was a backup for the Falcons.
Backup for the Falcons.
For a little while.
How about the quarterback the Vols are going to see with New Mexico State coming up?
Barney Fife's cousin.
Yep. One of my favorite, that Fife kid is one of my guilty pleasures of late night football when he was out there on the left coast playing at Fresno. He could throw it around, man. Let's go. So, Doug, is this the year? Do we do it this year? Do we rip the top off of them finally?
It's got to be. I mean, it has to be. And if you don't how much is the Heat going to turn up? Because in my opinion, I think you're either going to go 2-0 or 0-2 in these last 2 conference games. So if you get Florida, I think you'll get Vanderbilt. or if you don't get Florida, like, it's going to be tough. I think it'll almost be like role reversal last year with us going to Vanderbilt with it's a win and you're in game. And it could be for them, but I think we're either going to go 2-0 or 0-2, and I'm hoping it's 2-0. And if Joey Aguilar can go to Gainesville and win, I don't care what their record is. The dude should never have to buy a meal in the city of Knoxville for the rest of his life. I think it would be, if we can go 2-0 and go 9-3, I think it would end up being a B+, A- season overall, considering our injuries, considering quarterback changes and all that. So I'm personally excited for the last two games, especially if we can win those games. And I think it'd be, like I said, we can look back on it and, hey, it's a great season and you can build upon it for next year.
There's a lot, Doug, and I appreciate you. There's a lot to live for with the last couple games of the season. But he brought something up. If these guys go 0-2 in those two games, and they get home at what record? 0-2 will put you at
7-5, and then what if you lose a bowl game and you're 7-6?
I mean, these people, this fan base is going to be on that coach and that athletic director like they never thought possible. If they lose that Vanderbilt game, if Kentucky loses to Vandy beats the Vols to go to the playoff. You want to talk about something that will put people on the warpath on that head coach? I know this crowd. I know this fan base. They way overreact to things. They're going to go into full freak-out mode if that happens. Full freak-out mode.
Well, the response to that should be hit the portal and hit the portal hard.
And hit the bricks, some members of the coaching staff. Hello and welcome in. You're on our Tuesday John Adams edition. Hi.
Hey, Tony, John, it's Roberto. Good
hey, buddy, welcome in.
Today.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you for being there. Really love when Mr. Adams is on. Fantastic radio, honestly. Appointment radio, even.
Thank you.
Tony.
Thank you.
You were asking a question earlier of, is Florida a must-win? Is that just to make sure you...
No, do you have to have credibility to win this game? If you don't win this game, you don't have credibility. That's our position statement.
Okay.
Your thoughts
I would agree.
on that?
100%. Yes. Kentucky is the new... I'm sorry. Florida is the new Kentucky. You thought about that? Kentucky owns them. Kentucky has beat them 4 out of their last 5 times with Mark Poop at coach. Think about that. Because we fire coaches that lose to Kentucky around here, right? I believe every single coach that's been fired here, except for Phil Fulmer in the last 30 years, has lost to Kentucky their last year. Is that correct?
Wow.
Derek Dooley lost to them.
That's funny.
Butch Jones.
Did he lose to him?
Butch Jones lost to him. We went
but that's the only time they lost to him, though. They all had winning records against them.
Jeremy Pruitt, surely he lost to them.
So when it's time to get fired,
you lose to Kentucky.
You lose to Kentucky. Well, that's good.
Derek Dooley lasted another year, though. He lost that game in 2011.
But he never faced
them again. He lost the 11 game up there when Tyler Bray said, I don't give an S about no effing bowl. Is that?
And we reported that, and everybody freaked out on me. And guess what? That was true.
That's exactly what happened.
But I had former players emailing me going, you can't say that. I'm like, I can say anything I want to say because it's damn true.
And it's your show.
And it's my show. And it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to.
You have to beat Florida.
You got to
beat
Florida.
To beat them.
They're scrubs.
We haven't had a winning streak against Florida since I was in college, Tony, and I'm 45 years old.
Matt Dixon said it best. So even in 2022, when we're cruising at high altitude in our building,
they gave us everything we wanted.
They have a chance at a chuck and duck in the end zone at the end of the game somehow. We make it so much harder. We should have blown them out that day, just like Kentucky blew them out over the weekend. Same kind of deal.
Hopefully they'll wear some weird concept uniform at home, Tony, where it's like a blue helmet and blue jersey, and we just think it's Kentucky, and we railroad them like every time.
There you go. Or like my Eagles last night, all black. Those are really attractive.
All Black would be a lot of a funeral because I will say, if we lose to Florida, I think the last caller was Doug and Jaxie. By the way, what's up? Long time no heary. Then we're losing to Vanderbilt at home too. I agree with that. And
you
if
lose
that's
to Florida,
you might as well
we ought to
wear
wear
black because
jerseys.
it's gonna be a funeral.
That's a great point. No, we ought to bring back, and I appreciate the call. We ought to bring back the Lane Kiffin All Blacks. 865-200-5402. It is hour number 2 on your radio. We're going to preview New Mexico State and then get some more calls in. And believe me, this New Mexico State bunch, they are not to be taken lightly.
What?
Huh? What?
Not to be taken lightly.
No, it's going to be a very interesting game. Right, Matt? Sell for him, Matt. Tell me about New Mexico State. You're into it, aren't you? Good run defense? Good ball club?
No, they're the worst rushing team in the country. They've lost a bunch of close games. 2 of them they missed field goals that would have sent them to overtime. Then they lost the game in overtime. Just not a very good team. The one interesting thing is they played Kennesaw State last week, and Kennesaw State essentially runs Heupel's offense because it's Jerry Mack, and the OC's a guy that was a long time Heupel assistant, like going back to his Missouri days. So they're basically seeing the same offense 2 weeks in a row.
And
obviously a lot more speed this time around.
And Jerry Mack was on whose coaching staff here? Was he a Heupel coach?
Heupel's, yeah.
Originally,
I think they're 7-0 in
ago.
Conference USA. They lost their first 2 games to like Wake Forest and Indiana, and they steamrolled through their league. Really impressive job.
Yeah, I watched them beat UTEP in a really entertaining game on a Tuesday night.
I love those Tuesday night tight
games. Oh, I do too. Well, I want to plug the game tonight too. A MAC game.
Yeah.
Akron is a 5.5-point favorite over Kid State. Akron will be at home. There will be hundreds of people there for that confrontation.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Tens will be in attendance tonight. Hundreds will say they were 20 years from now. It'll be such a classic as we continue with more hour 2 after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
right. So this offense is broken. Nothing's working. But you know what I felt last night watching this game? I felt like I was watching two quarterbacks who are dealing with the same thing. Is that the difference between Hurts and Jordan Love and the elite guys is noticeable when they don't have a run game. Okay, Justin Herbert is on a 3-game winning streak with the worst O-line in football on a third-string running back. Mahomes won a Super Bowl with an average run game and a below-average receiving core. I mean, Lamar Jackson wins 12 games a year. Has he ever had a number one receiver? Good tight ends. Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love, they're not
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet.
Both last year had an
Fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations, Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
GBO to the great Josh Collins. I say this to you. I'm directing a masterpiece in this segment. Joining us now on your Newsmaker hotline, your TLD Logistics Newsmaker hotline, is Nick Coppola. Nick Coppola, and I will direct the masterpiece with him. He's with Las Cruces Sun News. We were just breaking it down scientifically. New Mexico State's been the epicenter of all that's amazing here the last couple of years. They've got more guys out of the portal that are having an impact. Matt reminded me that Star Thomas played there. This Stowers guy played there, who is crossing the diamond with the pearl and turning it on the whirl. Not to mention Diego Pavia. And I bring Nick Coppola against the backdrop of what could have been. What could have been, Nick Coppola, as I welcome you in. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Paisan, every day is a great day to be alive and well. What's our weather like today in Las Cruces?
Yeah, right now it's about 60 degrees. It's getting a little bit more nippy. It's getting a little bit more cold. It gets that much later here down in southern New Mexico. But it's still a little warm, but the wind's starting to get a little bit chilly, and you gotta start throwing on those sweatshirts and pullovers.
Yeah, it's like, John, what is it here right now? What's our temperature here right now, John Adams?
I was thought it was in the 40s when I was outside.
It's not bad, is it?
No, it's warmer than it was yesterday. Yesterday was really cold and the wind was blowing. So it was probably colder here than it was in Las Cruces.
High of 35 yesterday, and we had winds about 15, 20 miles per hour. Yesterday was kind of a take your breath away day.
I will say that I'm a big fan of New Mexico. Been there a few times on vacation.
And Nick Coppola sharing the lineage of Francis Ford and also faculty at Texas Tech. We have a lot to talk about with him. But
he was on the faculty at Texas Tech?
No, his dad is.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that right, Nick?
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, so we got a job at the Texas Tech Health Science Center. That's how I ended up in Lubbock. And that's how I grew up in Lubbock. I wish I was related to Francis Ford Coppola, but unfortunately I can't say that. But it's cool to share the last name at least.
They shoot a lot of movies there. They shoot a lot of movies, right, John?
In New Mexico.
In New Mexico, such as name me a movie, John, that was shot there.
I can't remember the names of any of them.
Interesting. On
Thank
your
you
TLD
for asking, though.
On your TLD logistics phone line.
They've shot a lot of movies. They've shot a lot in my home state of Louisiana too, because they have favorable tax structures and so forth for movie companies.
Segment. Let me see. I got to check the segment. Hang on. Let me walk over and feel the patient here. Barely breathing. Hey, Nick, from your perspective, because John, I don't know what John's doing to the segment here.
What am I doing?
Huh? Nick, tell me about this New Mexico State team Tennessee is going to see. We were talking with Matt Dixon, who does deep dives on all of our opponents a moment ago, and he was sharing that New Mexico State's been in some very close games, and they saw an offense that's similar to Tennessee's last week with what Jerry Mack runs, so there is that. But they've been in a lot of close games.
Yeah, they really have, especially last week. They played Kennesaw State. They went down 24-0. But then, they came back. They made 24-7, and they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth. Made it 24-21, but unfortunately for them, it's the game-winning field goal to tie the game and the game-tying field goal to tie it and then send it into overtime. So, and that's at least the third time they've lost a game in a similar way. Liberty, they lost in pretty much the exact same way. They were down 30-27, drove to the field goal range, but then missed a field goal, and then Missouri State, they lost in overtime. And even some of their other losses too, like, against Louisiana Tech and New Mexico, games that, look lopsided on the scoreboard. They lost by 35 and 18, both those teams respectively. They were only down by about 13 against Louisiana Tech in the fourth quarter, and they just let it really slip away. And New Mexico, they were up 17-3 at one point. They were up at halftime, but then they just got outscored the rest of the way and got just dominated in the second half and let it slip. So it's a team that just, they found a lot of ways to lose recently. They've let games kind of slip away and get away from them. But, a couple more things that could have gone their way in those games. They're sitting there with 4-5, 5-4. Maybe they were already bowling 6-3, but, they found ways to lose.
How big of a game is when they play New Mexico? Like, how big of a game is that in that state?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. It is the game in New Mexico. Both sets of fan bases, they have a hatred for each other. New Mexico sold out the stadium. I think that was the first time they sold out the stadium, first time in many, many years. When they play in Las Cruces, it's always a big draw, always the most attended game of their season there. So yeah, that is the game. I think it's a pretty underrated rivalry. Maybe it gets overlooked because it's the Cooper 5 rivalry. Maybe it doesn't get that much attention nationally, but it is a very heated rivalry with a lot of passion.
I enjoy college football. I like things like that in terms of the rivalries and those interstate rivalries. And I down through the years, one of the things that we've lamented on this show is the fact that Vanderbilt hasn't been good enough to really have like a lot of juice in that interstate deal. But this Diego Pavia guy, who comes from right out of that New Mexico State program, along with the Stowers guy, they provided some serious juice. How shocked are the people in Las Cruces with what's going on there, with how Diego has exploded?
Yeah, I would say, Diego was good at New Mexico State, so maybe just not too surprising for the fan base here that this team go do well at another place. But it's also like, man, I wish we still had him, doing great here at New Mexico State. But they're happy for Diego and all the guys, of course, we talk about Eli Sowers. They're Vanderbilt. There's a bunch of other guys like Tim Beck. Their offensive coordinator. He was at New Mexico State before he went over to Vanderbilt. And so there's a lot of MSU guys there at Vanderbilt doing well. Top Hobby is the main one, and they're happy for him. I said deep down they're happy for him.
How many transfers do they have right now in G4 football? Do you know?
Not
active guys.
The number off the top of my head. Yeah. I'm not. It's got to be at least like 30, 40. I mean, there's so maybe 30. Some. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I can't even count off the top of my head. Even from last year's team, that went 3-9. There's still a good chunk of players who have gone and transferred to power conference schools, and they've done really well.
You know what we don't think about here, guys, and I'm talking to John Adams and Matt Dixon and Brian Hartman and any living listener, is how many transfers we have that are currently playing college football. Because last year we had 7 wide receivers go into the portal. Nico went into the portal. Some defensive players went into the portal. Matt, what do you think that number is for the Vols, if you really sat down and thought about it? Guys that signed here, that left, that are currently active all across college football.
I'd say 45 or 50.
It's crazy, guys.
I think the Akron running back is former Vol.
Really? Because Harrison Bailey is still hanging around on Florida's roster. I saw his name in a story the other day. Did you know that?
I forgot about
him.
That's
my point. I mean, they're everywhere.
And he still can't get on the field on this team?
We were watching the night that help me out, Matt. Virginia beat somebody on a Friday night. One of our former wide receivers got run over, almost got trampled.
Yeah, Squirrel White. I think he has 5 catches on the season, but one of them was a touchdown against Bama that first week.
I thought he was going to be a good SEC player.
I thought he had a good nickname. Talk to me here as we visit today with Nick Coppola, Las Cruces Sun News. How hard is it for you to cover a team that's kind of as challenged as they are there?
Yeah, I mean, there are some ways you got to try to keep it interesting, but I have fun doing it. I love it. Going to cover a college football team, win or lose, it's still fun, and you feel bad for the fans, that's gotta experience that. And there could be some challenges with that, fans can kind of snippy sometimes, but that's just because they're upset and they're passionate about their team. But it's fun, not fun with it. I feel like I always find a way to keep it interesting and keep people tuned in. So overall, I enjoy it, even though, maybe a losing team isn't as much fun to cover as a team that's winning.
What are the crowds like there? What kind of crowds we drawing?
Yeah, so they could draw around, last week they got 11,000. So normally it's about 10,000. The capacity in the stadium is about 25,000. So maybe definitely not sold out crowds by any means. But they can get a decent drawing, especially when they play on Saturdays. They play some weekday conference games just because that's what Conference USA does to get on national television. So they can kind of take a dip there. But those Saturday games, they can get a few more butts in the seats.
Matt Dixon, jump in here. Nick Coppola joining. He is with your Las Cruces Sun News.
Yeah, Nick, just what is it about New Mexico State's defense? They saw basically the same offense last week, a long-time Josh Heupel assistant. It's kind of a unique deal. They go from a league game versus Kennesaw to Tennessee, a huge, jumping in competition, but it's basically the same offense. Is there anything that Tony Sanchez has said about that, being able to kind of the last 2 weeks focus on the same thing defensively?
Yeah, they feel there's some familiarity there because they, like you said, they just played Kennesaw State last week, and they have some similarities to Tennessee. So maybe not a big jump and be like, okay, now we're prepared for this offense, and now we got to prepare for a totally different look that we're going to see on Saturday in Knoxville. So there's some familiarity there on the defensive end and how they're going to prepare.
What is New Mexico State? What do they do well?
Takeaways. They have had 20 takeaways this season. They've had 12 interceptions. That's the second most in Conference USA. And their 8 fumble recoveries are tied for first in Conference USA. So 20 total takeaways. They had 2 takeaways last week against Kennesaw State. So, that's a really big thing that they've done very well. And a big turnaround, too. Last year, they only got 10 takeaways, which was the worst mark in Conference USA. So that's really been a big turnaround. They still have a few more games left in the season. They've already doubled that total. So that's really good for them. And that's going to be big for them this Saturday if they want to try to keep close against Tennessee, because Tennessee, of course, has a really good offense, probably one of the best in the country. So, they keep them off the field and prevent them from getting points. Those takeaways are going to be really important to keep that offense off the field as much as possible.
John Adams, presented by the great Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. You're on with Nick Coppola. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, I was curious. You said you were in Lubbock. How long ago was that? And did you see Texas Tech coming in this NIL era the way it has?
John just loves these guys.
Yeah, so I was there. I first moved to Lubbock when I was 6 years old, and I left in 2020 to go to college at OU. So 12 years. I grew up there. Go back there a lot. For me, there's a lot of passionate people out there in West Texas, and a lot of passionate people with a lot of money that want to give it to Texas Tech. So maybe for me, being from there and knowing the area, knowing the people, maybe not as surprising to me as it might be to other people. The amount of money it is still kind of sends me when I see it, because it's such a big dollar figure. But they've always had it. They've always had, people who are very rich, and they love Tech, and they want to give that money to Tech. So, and it's not just football too. I mean softball. They just made the national championship series based off the support and the financial resources that they're getting. It's the same thing that's a lot of their men's basketball teams. So be competitive and stay good and stay on the top as well.
Nick, do you have any second thoughts about not entering the oil business when you were there?
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like this is what God called me to do, and I love it. Following his path is better than what I want to do.
Amen to that, brother. It's nothing like feeling like you're in the spot you should be in your life and following your life's passion, man. There's nothing wrong with that. So what do you think this weekend? What kind of fight does New Mexico State put up in this one?
Yeah, well, they'll definitely put a point. They're 3-6, so they have no room for error now. So if they want to go to a bowl game, they can't lose anymore. And so they're going to bring a fight. Efforts have really been a question for this team. They're always in it. They always have a desire. So they are going to bring a bit of a fight. I don't know if that's going to affect the outcome of the game. I still think this team wins them pretty handily. But you will see them. You will see them fight. Tony Sanchez, their head coach, is a very fiery guy. He's a very passionate guy. So that translates into the team and how they play. So you'll definitely see that if you go to the game on Saturday.
You're my man. If folks want to reach out to you, Paisan, how do they do so? You've been an absolute honor and a pleasure to visit with.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. If you want to reach out to me, I'm on Twitter at Nick_Coppola __. I have a Facebook sports page, just Nick Coppola, Las Cruces Sports. You can find me there on Facebook, and then my email. If you want to reach out and say something, is mcoppola @lcsun-news.com. So if you want to send an email, that's the way to do it.
Believe that. And Paisan, thank you. Great talking to you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, my man. Yeah. God bless you too, brother. On your TLD Logistics phone line. Really nice, good man there. Solid man there.
I like him.
Yep.
He's a good guy. Did you, Tony, when you're getting guests for your show,
mm-hmm.
I'm just curious what you just did. When I started talking, was my sound not on? You adjust that?
Yeah, I turn it on and off.
Well, so
we have a mute button.
Okay, but so when I started talking, no one was hearing me. Does that happen all the time?
I don't know. Does it? I don't think so.
Okay.
Although we did have a commercial break with like 90 seconds of dead air a few minutes ago because I wasn't paying attention in here.
But... That's hard to believe.
Well,
wait a minute, Tony.
William Pattison, one correction here from our last segment, and then you can go to your question. So Felipe Ballpark Franks came up. And Felipe Ballpark Franks, Brian, is now a tight end for the Atlanta Falcons, according to the great William Pattison, who's up next here on Fanrun Radio.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. We lost 2 games to an NFL tight end, Matt.
Lost
at 2 different schools.
Lost one to Matt Jones at Arkansas, quarterback.
And he was a wide receiver.
He became a tight end later in the NFL.
He was a great player, great athlete, that kid.
Yeah.
That's a guy that could really jump high and
had some off-the-field issues later on, but we won't go into that.
Well, New Mexico State, he says they're going to go to a bowl game. They're going to have a bowl game Saturday night when that game's over, because that's the only bowl game they're going to. I can promise you that.
Well,
as in smoking things from plants. I mean, no offense.
Tony, when you're selecting guests to come out and you do a good job of that, it's
Brian Hartman.
So you don't influence Brian?
No.
So, Brian, when you're selecting guests, if a person is Italian, does that enhance his chances of getting on the show? Or are you an equal opportunity guest hunter?
It's usually just whoever will reply to my email in a timely manner. That's usually how it works. And I'm thankful for everybody that does that.
In other words, if you want to be a guest on this show, here's what you got to do with a mirror. You ready?
There's been some where I've found some that
Matt, what's the qualification to get on here? You ready as a guest? If you can fog up a mirror, you can guest on here. And Nick Coppola, certainly.
No, Nick did a good job, and you have some good guests. Don't be ridiculing the quality of your guests, Tony. That's totally inappropriate. I hope Nick's not listening.
Nick Coppola, thank you. Great job, buddy.
I would think his last name would help him get in the movie industry.
No question. I'd ride that wave. I was outside of with the great Paul Gilbert back in the day. When in my younger days, I looked like Vinny Testaverde. And I told this guy, and he gave us free parking outside of the Tampa Stadium. He goes, "You look a lot like Vinny Testaverde." And I said, "I'm his younger brother." I leaned right into it.
Vinny Testaverde incognito.
Yep. I leaned right into it.
I remember when I was in Jacksonville doing a one-on-one interview with Vinny Testaverde, and you look absolutely nothing like him.
When I was a kid, I looked just like him. Just like him.
I have a hard time seeing that.
Take his hair and lop it off.
Yeah, I don't
and take about 30 years off of me.
He's a little taller than you are.
Yeah, but I'm attractive. Vinny Testaverde, Ronnie Cycli was another one. We touch them all on here. All right, so
Brian, how many rejections do you usually get when you're requesting guests?
So Matt, we're gonna pivot here. Let's pivot. We've got a sponsor, WeShipFloors.com. Matt, what kind of a sport would you say Negative is? Because we've doing something here we've never done before, which is to say, crack on a caller during a commercial. We're going to debut a commercial here right now, and I want y'all's thoughts on this. Matt, what kind of a sport do you think Negative is, Matt? You think he's going to take it in stride? We have a Negative discount.
Oh yeah, he'll like that. He'll think that's funny.
All right.
So exactly what is this we're doing?
Well, Alan at WeShipFloors.com. We recorded a new spot yesterday, and he's got a terrific product. I mean, this super easy for me to say. Super Core floor is just, it's incredible. And the truth is that Alan absolutely gets it done. And Justin Anderson says there's a great slate of college games tonight in a super chat over at YouTube. I apologize, YouTubers. I'm just now getting in over here. But he says, great slate of basketball tonight. Go Cards. I second that emotion. Why not? Go Cards. Go Cards indeed. Matt, Kentucky, Louisville should be a fun game tonight, yes?
Yeah, I would think so. It's surprising that it's during the week.
Yeah, the VIP line is Kentucky plus 5.5.
What's up with that, y'all?
Wow, why is that not a Saturday game?
Why is that not a Saturday game? What are we doing with sports right now, y'all? And why are so many sucky games being played right now that just kind of suck in college football this weekend? What are we doing in this league, John?
Well, next week
That's a hard-hitting question. That could be a column, John.
Yeah, I've written that column.
Next week, John. What's going on here, man?
It's what's going on is what's been going on for years. It's not a new development, Tony. I want to correct myself because I said Akron's running back played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was misinformation that was given to me by the commentators on last week's Akron game. He's actually from Tennessee State.
But Matt brought up a really good point. If we were to sit down and count the number of, because they at Tennessee, like Bill Martin and them, they do a thing called Vols in the NFL, and they send it out to the media, which is great. And Bill Martin had another great poll today, and Bill does a great job over there. But there's another great poll that he had today, which is on this Maxwell Freshman All-America Freshman of the Year thing presented by the Maxwell Club. Tennessee's the only team in America that has two guys on that list, two freshmen on that list. And both of them are excellent. Now, they made a liar out of me with this Braylon Staley guy. They knew that they had a player that could play. I banged on them all off season about not getting more out of the transfer portal, and it turns out they were right and I was wrong. Take a sip. And then, John, this cornerback they've gotten out of, who is a kind of a lightly recruited guy out of the state of Georgia, is going to be a really nice player. Now, he's taking his lumps, but he's going to be a really, really nice player here. No doubt about it, is there?
Not many freshmen start at cornerback in the SEC.
Yep. Not many, if any.
Well, so about this schedule, do you want to talk some more about that?
Well, I mean, the schedule's kind of a joke, isn't it?
Okay.
You know?
But it's been a joke for a long time. That's why going to 9 games. That's why I would prefer you go to a 10-game schedule, 10-game SEC schedule.
Yes.
Play one Power 4 team outside the SEC.
Yes.
And you have one cupcake that you open the season with, like a preseason game. That would be so much better for the fans.
Pruitt's Neck Gator said, "Stop breathing in my ear, Tony." No, I'm imitating what you got to do to be a guest on here. And now we've crossed a new Rubicon. And the Rubicon is we now have advertisers that are going out of their way to make fun of callers. And I like this. I'm going to see if you like it. Let's go. Here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code Negadave. So with the promo code Negadave, you can actually pay 5% more. So 35% off using promo code Negadave, 45% off using promo code Tony.
We're kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 Supercore floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. When I say literally millions of square feet, we've got 2 warehouses in Johnson City full of flooring. We're ready to go for any size project. But yeah, it's a remarkable product. It's the best waterproof flooring on the market because we sold everyone else's floors and I designed the floor that's better than everyone else.
WeShipFloors.com. Free shipping to all, anywhere in the country.
Go Vols, Tony.
All right. John, thoughts on that? Ripping a caller in the middle of a commercial.
That was pretty awesome. I like that guy. I don't need any flooring.
I love Alan.
I would. It makes me want to go buy flooring and just put it in my backyard.
Matt, your thoughts on ripping Negative in the middle of a commercial? Yes or no?
I'm for it. I like it. I like it.
Totally illiterate. He did
Gotta
it
keep
yesterday.
things fresh on the show.
He did it yesterday, and I was like, okay, let's leave it in. Some of you that are Negative acolytes, you can pay more. Use the promo code Negative. Who knows? Negative might end up with a sponsored element on here. We might be on to something.
Oh, I like this idea.
And who could different sponsors be for different, like some of these different types of callers? Because Negative, Metamucil, Kaopectate, Pepto-Bismol. Let's go to the phones.
I think you should have callers. I could see a future world in which callers have sponsors.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should do a show one day where we try to match callers with a particular like sponsor out there. Because Negative, I'm telling you, Rolaids. What are some other antacids? We'll get to that on the other side after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the plate call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called the Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Shout out to my man, Florida. Great to hear him on that spot. 865-200-5402. That's his lone appearance this week on the show.
He'll be on here next week with the Gators and Vols.
No, he won't.
I bet he will.
You can't find him with a search warrant.
I guarantee you he'll be on the show.
You can't find him.
He will call.
You can't.
He's not. You can't get him down. He'll
you
bounce
can't
back.
Find him with a search. Can't get him down. You can't find him with a search warrant right now.
He was on I think he was on last week.
865-200-5402 if you want to hunt and mix with us and mix hunt. Let's go back to the phones. John Adams presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. Matt Dixon by our friends over at, shout out. Let's go to our phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, welcome in.
John, to you and all the veterans, I really want to wish you a happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, W. Lynn. I appreciate your remembering that. Tony didn't pay any attention to it. It's no big deal to him.
He's got other things on his mind. Could I clarify something? WVLT reported this morning the game times for Florida, there's only 3 choices.
That's right.
3:30, 7, and 7:30.
Right. 3:30, 7,
7 is probably SEC Network, and that's probably where we'll land.
I hope not.
I thought that was a 7:45 slot.
I'm telling you what they said today. I don't know which one's ESPN Prime. I thought it was 7:30.
The national game is 7:30. That's right. That's the first choice.
Okay, the two big games are Texas, Georgia, and Oklahoma, Alabama. So that'd be the first two choices, I think.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Florida week.
Yeah, we're talking about Florida week, W. Lynn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Florida week. Okay, yeah, but they did say for the Florida week it's 3:37, 7:30. I'm wrong about those games. You're right.
Don't do that to me.
But,
You're like really, 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 really mixing and matching my metaphors. You just scrambled my brain, W. Lynn.
How are the Machi tickets coming, Tony?
Buddy, we are close to our goal. We're going to get there. We're going to make it.
Okay, well, that's great news. I was just thinking next year with a 9-game schedule, all those non-conference games, I think, are bunched together up in September.
That's going to be great, man. It's going to be nice weather to do that. You think we'll still be able to do it, W.
You'll
Lynn?
have to move it maybe to off an SEC game, I guess. So.
We won't be able to do an SEC game, but we'll do it early in the year.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're close to the goal. I've been trying to spread the word myself about it.
Yeah,
so,
they've really been coming in. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, well, that is great. And as far as this Florida game, it's actually going to be 5 weeks since they've had a home game.
Wow.
October 18th, they played Mississippi State. So, look, I've got a feeling those people are going to be borderline violent down there. All they care about is they're looking forward to a new coach, which they probably think's Lane Kiffin. Their joy this year is going to be beating us in Florida State. So they're going to be amped up, almost Clockwork Orange like a classic movie of hooligans and thugs running around. So if you're going to the game, and UT fans, I would walk in groups. I recommend a Greek phalanx and keep your head on a swivel.
Well, as Buzz Peterson used to say, shout out to Ben Zorio, keep your head on a swizzle. And from your perspective, Matt Dixon, how many fans will be there from your perspective, Matt?
If there's decent weather, maybe 70, 65. I mean,
I don't think.
Wonder how many UT fans are going, Tony.
That's another great question.
This might be a chance where you could get tickets. A Tennessee fan could get tickets to a Florida game.
I'm just saying, be careful down there. I've been there once. It was mainly good, but
how long ago was that, W. Lynn?
It was 1985 when Florida was the most illegal team in America, and I count that as a win. The way we count forfeits and forfeited games and all that now, in my book, the Sugar Vols went 10-0-2 that year.
I was actually covering that game, W. Lynn. I was a columnist at Jacksonville at the time, 17-10.
Yeah, great
Florida
game.
won that game, yeah. And you were at that game.
Oh, yeah, it was hot. It was one of the hottest moments I've ever been in a stadium. I mean, it was terrible. People were passing out everywhere.
Boy, it cooks down there in September. No doubt about it.
So you really haven't encountered the Gator fan base like in the last 40 years.
No, but I've heard stories those people, they don't care about wins and losses. They care about ruining our season and Florida State season. I just think you better be carrying some mace or something.
They care about acting like white trash rednecks is what they care about.
Yeah. They don't care about showing up. They're the biggest bandwagon fans.
Exactly right.
About any sport.
That's why, Matt,
unless
I'll be
they're
surprised.
winning big, they don't even show up for most of their sports.
If Ole Miss cooks them this week, like I think Ole Miss is going to cook them, and that kid struggles down there and Ole Miss gets their revenge. Like, John, what do you think? It's like a 13-point line, which I'm surprised by. I thought it'd be more points than that.
It's up to 15.5.
15.5. Okay, so
oh, wow.
From that perspective, do you think Ole Miss covers this weekend, John?
Yes, I do.
So do I.
I think Ole Miss hammers
I
Florida.
think they beat them like they're mad at them. Yep.
Yeah, I do too. And do you think most Florida fans think they're getting Lane Kiffin right now?
John, I think both those fan bases think they're getting Lane Kiffin. I think LSU thinks they're getting him, and I think Florida thinks they're getting him. But there's a lot of chatter in that industry that Lane Kiffin and them could be a real thing. Who knows? I've always heard that one thing to watch if Lane Kiffin's going to take another job is the place where he's going to go, if he does go. Ed Ogeron is going to be put in place as the caretaker of the program till Lane can coach through the playoffs. The question is, would Ole Miss stand for that? Or would they bid him adieu? See, that really would put Ole Miss in a really tough spot. Their athletic department.
It would.
Matt, how would you play it if you were Ole Miss? If Lane Kiffin came to you and said, hey, look, this is John Reeves. This is where Layla's dad was. This is where I got started as a head coach, yada, 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 in that state. And this is too good for me to pass up. Would you kick him out, Matt? Or would you let him coach through the season? How would you handle it, Matt?
You're saying they would make Orgeron like the interim head coach
at Florida
as a placeholder?
Yeah, at Florida. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I guess you let him coach it out because you're in the playoffs, but I don't know. That's a weird deal.
If I'm Ole Miss, I'd let him coach because Ole Miss may never be here again.
That's where we're at. He's right, John. What do you think? If I'm Ole Miss, I let him coach because I know who I am.
You have to if you're them.
John, what do you say?
I'm not sure Ole Miss would do that. I think Ole Miss, there's a lot of pride with SEC programs. I just don't know if they would do that. I have a real
think
problem.
They're going to want to win when they can.
I agree with
that.
They win,
but I don't
keep
think
him on board.
I think Ole Miss is a playoff team. It's not a national championship contender. I don't think it'll have a long run in the playoffs. But for Lane Kiffin, would he leave a team that's in the playoff? If Florida says, you can be our coach, or LSU says, you can be our coach, but we need